who fear to go into those mines. The dwarves delve too greedily and too deep. You know what they awoke in the darkness of Khazad-dûm. Shadow and flame. It's another video from Ozzy's Robot. Brought to you by the Banana Collection.
Hey everyone, welcome back, and thank you for joining me on another quest to bring you the coolest toys and stuff and things and music and cars and whatever the hell else I decide to focus on any given day. And today it's going to be a happy miner that, if you notice by the introduction, reminds me of the dwarves from the mines of Moria. So before we get into it, as always, kick back, man. Get comfortable in your chair. I'm actually on this bench seat here at my break room table. You think I would have had some more comfortable chairs. I'm going to have to reassess my break room table that was only about $150 with the two little benches. It's kind of diminutive, but you know what? It works for now. And I'm sipping my La Croix. What is this? Sparkling pure water. I don't know why I'm just even avoiding flavored water for some reason. I'm just sticking with plain old seltzer. But you, my friends, might be pouring that steaming cup of coffee. I had my customary 3 cups this morning already, even though it's still morning. It's a Sunday morning, a lovely Sunday morning. The sun is out, at least until the contrails come out in force and obliterate the beautiful sun. But for now, we have some sunshine, and I'm sipping my water, and hopefully you're stirring your morning coffee and clanking it a bit, and maybe adding a cream, a little sugar, or you're having tea and honey, or it's lunchtime or dinner time, and you're having a brew or a whiskey or rum and Coke, a Jack and Coke, whatever it may be. Maybe it's that Jägermeister I bring up from time to time, because I remember they said it had some kind of weird hallucinogenic secret ingredient. I believe it. Whatever it is, you know what? Get comfortable in your chair, whatever type of chair it is. I like to say the Barco loungers, because nobody mentions those anymore. Maybe it's just a big fluffy couch, and grab a snack, whatever fits into your hand and mouth. Maybe it's a carrot, not even a baby carrot, like a Bugs Bunny style with the pointy tip. And if you're a lurker, subscribe, by the way. And we're going to look at, like I said, the aforementioned Happy Miner. Now, I liked the battery version, and I know I reviewed the battery version just from the Battery Toys book by Brian Moran. And I had the toy on and off a few times, never nice enough that I wanted to keep it. Now, this example was offered out of Norway, of all places, and it even gave me more of a better vibe. As a matter of fact, here's the thing. You see right there? Norway. It just makes me, well, I shouldn't say it makes me, but it gives me that vibe of the Lord of the Rings dwarves. Even though he's almost dressed like an elf on a shelf, I just kind of noticed he's wearing red and green, like Christmas attire. He even almost has like a Santa belt, which is unusual because that's not what the Happy Miner battery version is like. But this guy is not a Santa or Christmas-inspired toy, although he does look like an elf, I gotta say. He even has the pointy hat. To me, he's more dwarven than anything. And he does remind me of the dwarves that dug out the mines of Moria, and I hope that clip, I have no idea, that clip might be stricken. So if you don't see the Lord of the Rings clip, as I mentioned, it is because they wiped it out and I had to edit it. Hopefully they don't. It was only like 15 seconds, but who the hell knows? Sometimes, I thought that they let you do stuff in fair use, so who knows? I mean, it was so brief, but maybe they do. I I remember when I did the introduction to 8-Man, they zapped that thing and copyright claimed it right away. And they're like, no, you can't use it. So anyway, this is such a beautiful example, probably the nicest example of this toy. And you know what? I like these small toys because they're kind of easy to put away. So let's look at the box. You kind of see him going here. He also could pass for one of Snow White's 7 dwarves, I would imagine. And there's actually 2 logos here. If you're kind of astute, it's Ashai here, which kind of looks like a crown a little bit. And it's 3H-207. Man, I wish I had the catalog that pointed out exactly what all this alphanumeric system or just numeric system is. In other words, imagine having the Japanese toy catalogs and they had the corresponding name to each one of these cool toys. That would be like such an epic find. But it also has the logo for Swallow Toys. So it has 2 toys here. And sometimes you have to kind of sift through the difference between the manufacturers and the distributors. But for now, we'll say that it has 2 manufacturers. I would keep this as Ashai when I put on my description. I'm going to put Ashai Toys. I'm going to assume 1950s, although could have been early 60s. Anyway, he's happily plodding through this, kind of generic landscape here. It's not a lot of detail. That's the one thing that makes me feel like this could have been 60s. I wonder sometimes if they looked at their 50s toys and they're like, we got to make a cheap version. And then so this could have came out in the 60s as a little mini wind-up version after they made the battery version, the bigger, more expensive one early on in the decade, in the previous decade. And then they have the simpler graphics because these simpler graphics are kind of reminiscent of the 60s. But anyway, you see here, he's a happy miner because, who doesn't like working in mines and inhaling all that safe dust, right? Very colorful, though. Look at that. I like that font. You got to admit, long before Google used their colored logo, like these companies were using the multicolored font letters, to a good effect. And so you kind of figure, when you see that logo used, that even eBay, right? eBay and Google, other companies that use multicolor font. I mean, dude, it was done decades and decades before you clowns ever decided to appropriate it, to culturally appropriate from those Japanese that work hard, they're artists, to make these kind of fonts and designs. So maybe the Japanese need to call them out on it. Anyway, that's the box. Here's the toy. I mean, he's very close to the box. I don't know what it is with the polka dots. I guess that's just a styling cue. It's got this thread here. Look at that. It's like a, it's like I'm pulling thread from my laundry. He's got this pickaxe. Is it tin? No, the axe is plastic. I might go with 60s on this. Now, an interesting note before I wind it up. This is going to be fairly short after I rambled on and already exposed on this for, exposed for almost 8 minutes. This key, like my rare AHI astronaut, which I don't even know if that video came out, but it was missing the key. And I bought a toy that had the exact key, vintage, and I can't pull it out, though. It's one of these little wind-ups. It was only $8. So I got to figure out a way to prop that key off so I could wind the toy proper and replace its vintage key with an exact duplicate from the era. But anyway, he's got, look at that, hollow legs. Kind of interesting. Got the felt pants. The lantern here says made in Japan. It's kind of interesting that they went with this all tin lantern. Got plastic arms, plastic face, a little dusty, nice beard. No glue discoloration, and some kind of, the belt almost looks like a vinyl tape. And that's pretty much it. No on-off switch. But, I mean, absolutely dead stock mint. So let's wind them up. So you could say, shut up and just let me see the toy. So let's get to the money shot here. Well, I guess his pickaxe is doing the work. Now, he doesn't walk, I guess, huh? No. He is not a walker. No walking mechanism in here. That explains why he's hollow. Let's wind him one more time. boy, I could see that pickaxe, though, breaking those rocks in the mines of Moria. Anyway, that's pretty damn cool. You know, they always have that little bit of extra unwinding to do. And, you know, sometimes I get these things out of the box. They come all the way from another continent. And they sometimes scare the hell out of me because, like, you're not paying attention. All of a sudden, something, like, hits you or grabs you. And it's these things just kind of deciding, hey, you know what, I had a couple of little turns left in me. But anyway, that is your Happy Miner mint in the original box. And perhaps he was the one that inspired Tolkien to write about the dwarves digging out Moria. Anyway, let me know what you think. If you like this, I always encourage you to please subscribe if you haven't already done so. And according to the statistics that I see, I don't know, it's like 90% of the viewers aren't subscribed, which is a mystery to me. But not only should you subscribe, you should hit the bell icon because that will notify you when these wonderful videos are actually uploaded. And if you like this kind of stuff, also please thumb up the video. With that, I appreciate your time. It's always very welcome. And again, appreciated that you spend your time looking at this stuff. So with that, thanks again, my friends, and I will talk to you later.